Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whatever time of day it is. I'm glad you're here. I'm Nancy. Hello. And I'm going to talk about some strips today. All of these offcut scraps that you might have from working in journals and such. So I grabbed a handful of these scraps and I'm going to show you some ideas that I like to use in my journals. I also grabbed a journal that's in process so that I could actually show how to do some of these things. So first of all, really simple. You can use them to add some background. So I'm just going to find a page that could use something. So this is kind of like a succulent journal that I have in process. And I have already done a bunch of inking and such in it. But you know what? Let's use this text page for our first spot to kind of work in a little. Might be easier to pull it out. Let's just do it. You can work straight in your journals. This one just hasn't been stitched yet, so I'm just gonna set aside so we can do this. So we're just blank slate here. I know what kind of my color scheme is, so I'm just gonna grab a couple of these strips just to show you what you can do just to add some extra texture to your page. I like picking these text pages because you're going to be able to write on them really anyway. So we can just add some fun background to them. That's just with some strips. That's all we're doing. So I'm just going to pick a couple, see what we got here. I want them to all kind of be matching a bit. I don't know what I have for colors. Maybe a little bit of tan. No, I don't like that. How about this one? This kind of blue and plant kind of situation. So all I'm going to do is glue a few of these on, and it's going to start making a background that we can use to apply something else to later on. That's all I'm going to do. It's not like something crazy. Maybe I'll ink them. I think I will. Let's do it. What color do I want? I want like a tealy blue. I want, what is that? Bundled sage, I think would be nice. Let's do that. Let's do it. Let's do it. And I'm also going to do something on here too. So I know kind of roughly what size I want. I like it when stuff kind of peeks out over the edge. So I'm going to just tear that off there. And I'm going to tear this one off there. Okay, and now, brush. I'm going to ink this right on here, but I'm going to change the direction on where I'm inking it. So it's going to put down some more texture on the background as well. So I'm just kind of hitting the edge a little bit. And it'll throw down a little bit more. See, we already got some more fun stuff happening. So I'm just going to put this guy on here like that. I really like it when you have something like simple that can sometimes make a really big impact. And that's kind of what this does, is it adds a little bit more interest to the background for something that you might want to build on later as you're going through working in a journal. Let's do about like that for this one. And I'm gonna ink this guy, but I'm gonna do it, yeah, let's do it the same way, just for funzers. Let's put this guy like this to ink. Oop, okay, I guess that's tearing there, that's fine. These are offcuts from making journals. So they were like book page and stuff. Some of it is scrapbook paper. Okay, so since that decided to be shorter, let's do it right about here, maybe. I don't know, something like that. Let's do it. Let's do it. Just put some glue stick on there. That's not where I had it originally, but it's fine. And then let's just do one more. We've got this nice green. Let's do it. It's gonna want to tear anyway, so let's go ahead. And I'm gonna ink it up there. Probably could have picked a little bit darker green, but that's all right. So sometimes when you're working on anything, when it comes to art or creativity, that first step is breaking that page up a little bit. And this is one way that you can start breaking up your pages without having to think too much about it. Just have a little fun, have a little play. All right, I'm gonna put this kind of like so. Okay, I'm gonna put some ink on the end of that one. And then get this one down too. So that's kind of my first little thought with these strips. Okay. So now we have a little bit more interest on this page. You might be like, oh, that's super weird. I don't know what you're going to do with that. Well, later on, if you're going to do some stenciling, stamping, adding some other texture, this is a background. You can add a fun pocket. For example, I fussy cut a few things. Boom. All of a sudden, this becomes more of a page if we add a little focal point or something like that. So just an idea. So there's our first little thought. So I'm going to tuck this back in here so I don't forget where I had planned on where I wanted this page to be. And then tuck this back in. But see, big difference. Just already we've got a little something on the page that we can work from for later if we want to. Helps break up that space a little bit. Okay, next thing that I want to show is bumping up your strips a little bit. So I have these strips already. I sometimes will set a stack of these next to my sewing machine. And if I'm going to sew something, I'll just grab a strip and run it through or run a couple through right before I'm doing something. So same thing. So all this is a paper strip. I have run it down through my sewing machine to add some interest, to add some texture. And we can do the same thing that we did in the book already. We can use it to add the background, or I'm gonna find another page in here randomly, maybe another text page or something. How about this one on the black? Let's do it. So, and it's got this blue here, so that's perfect. Okay, so now you could run this along the side of your page like that. We could ink it, we could leave it, it doesn't really matter. If you just glue it along the edge, then it can be like a little tuck spot. I think that's what we'll do with this one, just for fun. So I'm just gonna put this on here. I'm going to cut this one. Maybe I'm going to cut this one. I would like to cut it straight. Come on, Nancy, you got this. Roughly about there. If it sticks out a little, it's fine. Okay, so these strips are just run through the sewing machine. I just zip them through with whatever thread is that I have on, and then I call it good. And I like to do extra layers of them. So I'll do a couple layers of stitching, things like that. Okay. So now we have just added another little fun thing into our book. So if you're doing like journals that you're going to gift someone and you're hoping that they add their own and make it their own, which is what I hope anybody does with any journal that I give them, is they make it their own and they add their own detail. But now we have this little tuck-in pocket, so we could take anything that we have. Oops, dropped something. And now we can make this. This is just an example. Now we have like a little tuck spot here. It's ready to go. We could, boom, make it more fancy, add some stuff onto here. Lots of different things. So that's the next idea. Very simple. So that being said, you don't have a sewing machine. What do? Okay, well, let's do it. What does stitching look like? It looks like dots and lines, right? So we could very easily doodle that. So I needed a pen. I didn't get a pen. I should have got a pen. Let's get a pen. You can use anything. Oh, I have a green. I have a green pen. This is just a regular pen. So we could do little doodles just on the paper. We could do a curvy line. So I'm just imitating what I do when I'm sewing. We could do dashes. Now you could use these for collage fodder. You could use these in your book just as is to add some interest to something. You could use them behind clusters. You could, basically we're just giving you an element that you can use for things. But you see the difference already just with putting some doodles on there. We went from having just a plain paper strip that you're like, oh, what do I do with it? And now just with a couple lines, we made it more fun. And then you can just add some more stuff. And then you have another little background you can use for whatever you want. Or you could throw it away. You did your doodles. You had fun doodling. That's it. Boom. Okay. So I kind of showed what we did with those already. So carrying on, moving along. Ruffles. These are paper ruffles. I have already made some. This is all I have left. I need to make some more. You can take the ones that you've already sewn, like so, and add that ruffle. And so how do you make a ruffle? You basically accordion fold it. So if you're doing it on the sewing machine and are experienced with sewing, this becomes like not a big deal if you're used to making ruffles and sewing. If you haven't, all you have to do is manipulate the paper. You just fold it and fold it. See, you're just tucking and folding. That's all you're doing, tucking and folding. So if you don't have a sewing machine, I'm going to show you what you can do. So first, we make some folds. And it doesn't have to be even. If you want it to be even, you 100% can make it even. Okay? So I'm just going to squish this down, give it some smooshins, and then I'm going to glue it, and then you'll see what it looks like. So this one had stitching on it already. I'm going to do a quick one too without it on so you can see the difference. So then take your glue and you're just going to go boop, squeeze, boop, squeeze. You could run double-sided tape down the back too. That's another option. You could glue it down to another strip of paper if you wanted to as well. Okay, so we put some glue in all of those little spots. Of course, I'm going to have some friends that don't want to agree with the situation. Are there other ways to do this? Probably. But this works. Find the way that works for you. I'm just giving you an option. And then you can take the other side and do the same thing. So we're just going to run a little glue on the inside of each of these little folds to help make them stay and behave themselves. Then you could get crazy with it. You could add other embellishments to these. Hey friend, you can go down, but see how it's already now that's nice and flat and sturdy. Throw it under a book for a little bit. It'll be good to go. But now you could even take, I'm trying to find a thinner one, and you could run even a thinner strip of paper down the center. And then if you have double-sided paper that you're using, you can have it look very different depending on how you add that on. So if you're making it just a folded paper ruffle, you can use one of these strips to help make everything stable as well. Okay, so you could glue that down. I'm gonna leave this one as is. I like them plain, and I can add extra stuff later if I want to. So these guys are great to add interest to your pages, do fun stuff there. Let me go ahead and I'm gonna make this one into a ruffle just to show you, and I'm gonna use the sewing machine. I'm gonna make this one into a ruffle to show you quick what that looks like. Actually, I changed my mind because I have black in my machine and I don't want to do that. So let me do I have that will look nice with black? How about this one? Shiny green. Okay, I'm gonna use black on this one. And a bit of trim. Okay, so here's what it looks like if we throw a little piece of ribbon or something underneath that stitch. You can do the same thing with this strip of paper. Once again, you could do that with glue as well, and then doodle on top of it. So there's another option for a paper ruffle to use up some scraps. Okay, so what do we do with those? All right, well, let's have a look-see, shall we? Let's find a different page, find a spot that could be fun. So now we have a, what is on that? Let me get a look at the other side here quick. Oh, perfect. Okay. Because since this has stuff on both sides, now we have a little bit of a spot here for a page tab. Okay, so we have a page tab here, and then we can mix that up with some of our other elements as well. I'm not going to glue this down yet because I have a plan in a little bit. So I'm going to just set this here, put that there, but that's our ruffle. And then you can add them to clusters. You can cut them up in snippets. You can edge pages with them. There's so many different things you can do with these little cute ruffles. Put them on pockets. Even the tiny ones are kind of fun. All right. And then next, stamping. I might have to get a flatter surface. All right, let's use this friend here and my stamps. I knew I wanted to try and use these guys because they're kind of fun. I'm hoping they work well, and I'm hoping something will kind of look like it'll go with our succulent theme. I got these wooden stamps for my birthday from my bestie. I think that's, yeah, I think I got them then. Okay, so let's use this guy. I think that'll look cool on here. And I thought I got an ink pad out. Apparently I did not. I'm going to go ahead and use this Herb Garden. Hopefully it's in greens that look good. And then I don't know how well these, because these are wooden stamps, they might actually just work better on my jelly plate, but I thought I'd try it on some paper. Yep, that's what I thought was going to happen. Softer texture. I got an idea. Let's try this. I don't know if it's going to work or not, but hey, we're experimenting on this then today, because I do like using stamps on these little strips of paper to have ready for collaging and things. Maybe that was the problem. I needed to get it inked up a little more. Okay, so let's try this. Move this down a little. So softer surface, so we'll see if that gives us a better design, and I bet it will. No. Well, fudge beans. Okay. Well, scrap that. Those wooden ones aren't going to work. I had thought that they would. I had my hopes up. Alas, they did not, but I have a plan B. These are some of my tiny little stamps. What have I got in here that'll go with this journal? And I think I have done something with these guys before. What do I have? Yeah, I'll just use this leaf, I guess. See if this will stick on here. Today, nope, doesn't want to. Okay, well, it stick to my finger, kind of. Where do I have a temporary glue stick? I don't, so we're just winging it. So it kind of wants to stick now. So you can stamp some little images onto your scraps, like so. I'm just going to do the whole strip. I'm varying which way they're pointing. You don't have to. You can do what you want. So, let's see, I've got one more. Oh, that's fun. I might leave that one. Here's some yellow. Okay, so what can we do with these? Well, we just have some more collage fodder. And it's just fun to stamp sometimes too, just to see what designs you can make. Have fun playing with your ink pad and your stamps. Things like that, whatever. Okay, so I'm going to leave that as is. Now we could cut these up and use them in whatever we want. Clusters, so this would be cute in a cluster or something like that too. Really wish those big images had worked, but I think they're gonna have to be saved for jelly plating, because I think they'll work really good for jelly plating. So that's another thing you can do with your scraps. Use them as collage fodder, or now you could start tearing these guys off and we can add them to clusters. So now we have some little images that we could add to some things too. So just another quick little thing that you can do. There was one more thing I was going to show you. Oh, yes. Now I remember. Okay. Took me a second. Make like a strip of strips. Of course, you can use your strips in masterboards, anything like that. I'm going to glue them on here. This is really crumply and wrinkly. I don't like it. I'm going to use this instead. Okay, so we're going to make a strip of strips. So I'm just going to take glue stick, and I am going to lay down some glue on the end, and I'm going to start taking some of these guys and just line them up I don't have, unfortunately, a lot of varying sizes in this handful that I grabbed, so we're just gonna do the best we can. Oh, that was fun. Love that. Nip you off a little. Let's see, I'll throw this white side down. Okay. What else? I know we've got some other fun colors. Let's do this. You could cut all your strips at the end if you wanted to. You don't have to do it as you go. Throw some more on here. So I'm basically just laying down our strips, just gluing them in place. Trying to find some variation. Oh, here's something good. Let's do this, friend. I like that. Some thinner. Do some thinner. How about one of these? I'm gonna use one of these guys. I don't know if I have enough glue here. So then, with your little strip of strips, you have a belly band base. You basically have like a mini masterboard kind of a situation. Anything you want. I wanted to vary the width here. That's why I did that. And one more. How about this stripe? Just for some variation. Okay, so now we have a strip. We could add some extra texture to this if we wanted to by breaking up some of those spots. And let's do that. I'm going to just take a couple of these and put them down in a few spots over top. Like that. What else do we have? Let's see, maybe here, 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 here. Couple more little ones, and then we're gonna move on to the next step for this. Oh, here's the thin one. Let's use you. Put you over here. You could ink these ahead of time too if you wanted to. I'm gonna put something over top of this anyway, so I am okay with that. Okay, so now we have a good little base that we just created with those strips, and I am going to cut some of these even. Leave some of them longer than others, trim some down, just so that we have some varying. I should have left that different. That's okay. It's okay. Come on, friend. Oh, I see what it was overlapped a bit. There we go. Okay. Okay, so next step, I'm gonna take this to the sewing machine and add a little bit of something something. Okay, so now we have something a little like this. And now we are gonna add this to our journal. This is where you could ink or whatever. I'm gonna trim these threads a little. They're a little long. So just a piece of book page, scrappy strips. And now, move this. This probably got glue on it. Put this here. Let's find, oh yeah, we were gonna do this page, I think. But now I'm not so sure. I really like this page. Don't know if I want to do that. So we could do a belly band. We could also turn this into a pocket. Lots of things you can do with these guys. So basically we've just given ourselves another option of something we can add to our journal. I'm gonna find a text. Yeah, there we go. All right, so let's make it a belly band and let's add some succulent motif. Do I like, no, I don't know if I like that one. Let's add, or do we want a side tuck? Let's do a side tuck. So then our edge, what does our edge look like? So then it kind of decorates the edge a little bit. Yes, yes, let's do that. Okay. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put the glue here to make a big side tuck. I'm doing it on this side so that I can make sure I can line this up properly so that I have this fun edge sticking out here. Okay, so now I do like it on this side like this. Is that okay? Yeah, that's fine. Just looking at my flower there. We need to break up some of this a little bit, give this an element behind it. I'm just looking. I don't have my scrap bin over here. Can I reach it? Can I reach it? You know what? Let's do a fiber actually. Let's see if I've got anything in my scrap tin. Something that, oh, hello. You might work perfectly. You, my friend. So this, let's do that. That's nice. I kind of like that. Let's trim this edge off on the bottom and the top. All right. Okay, I like that. And I like this. And then we're going to put this on the edge here. No, we're not. I don't like that. I did think I was, excuse me, I did think I was going to do that. I'm not going to do that because I don't like it there. I don't know what I want to do there yet. But I know it's not that. That might be what we're doing instead. I kind of like that. Okay, so change gears, it's fine. We'll put that there. We'll put that there. Okay, I think that's what we'll do. I think it just needs some ink and something. How about, yeah, okay. I'm thinking to myself, sorry. I'm going to use some stencil and add something to this background a little bit. And I think this will work great. Make it pop a little. So I'm going to use this guy. And I'm going to use my Big and Juicy with its greens. So hopefully this stencil will behave itself. So we're just rocking and rolling on this. Hopefully that was dark enough. Oh yeah, that works. I like it. And now, see, that helps quite a bit actually. Now let's go ahead. I'm just going to hit these guys a little bit on the edges because it's got white from me cutting it, and I absolutely am not a fan of having that on the edges of my fussy cuts. It bothers me. Personal preference, you do you, but I am not a fan. Okay, so that is going to go there. And maybe it doesn't need anything else, but I feel like it just needs just something a little plain sticking out around it. What if we did like these? Okay, that made a big difference. Let's do that. Let's do it. No more faffing, just get to it. Glue that on. Make sure this is lined up again. Sometimes you just gotta play around with stuff until the thing that you want to happen happens. And now, let's glue this down. Whoopsies. Whoopsies. Don't want to glue it to my page because it's still a pocket. Okay, good. I got that all wiped off, so it's not going to stick. Okay, so that is there. That is there. Okay. Now, I still want a page tab on here, but I think I'm going to pull from one of my pre-mades because nope. Nope. Unless I have a little thin ruffle. A thin one. Yes, I do. There we go. Okay, I like that. I want to ink this a little bit so you can see the ruffle more because it's kind of blending in. So I'm just going against the grain of the ruffle so it hits that edge. So it pops a little bit. Just want to make sure that that was going to be the right way. These are some page tabs that I made a bit ago. I have like a little bin of them. So that is ready to go there. And now we can add our little ruffle here. And it doesn't have to be straight. And I think I'm going to make it a little crooked. And then I might later end up, oh, I'm glad that landed that way. When I'm working in this journal some more, I might find something else to kind of add to this little tab on this side. I'll flip it over so you can see the other side here in a second. But I think this is a really cute page now. But I think it does need like one little thing like right there. But I don't know what that is just this very second. And I don't have anything close at hand, I don't think, to kind of, maybe, hold on, pause. Hold that thought, I might. You never know. I'm just looking through my scrappy pile over here of bits and bobs that need homes. Okay, hold on. That's cool. Let's do it. I'm going to ink it a little bit more. Make it a little more green, maybe. Okay. Yes. This is a sticker made of canvas that you can dye. And I did a bunch of staining on the other ones. And I only have a couple left. But that looks cool. I like it. Little chunky spot though. It is a little chunky. But now, ta-da, we have a little belly band, or not belly band, side pocket. So we could put something in here. And that'll look really cool too once we get whatever we end up putting in this pocket to have that. So here's what the other side looks like. So we already have like some decoration on this side of the page too. We could add some more if we wanted. We don't have to. I could have put some more stuff under there and made a little tuck as well. But there you have it. So what did we talk about? I need to make sure I got my desk kind of blew up here. So we talked about strips. We talked about what we can do with these scraps. So we can sew on them, make ruffles, make doodles, use them as strips, do some stamping on them to add to for our collage fodder or clusters. You could make these strips like this, great cluster base too. If you think about it, if you just take one little focal point and cut a little chunk off, you already have like a base for that. So you could like just mass make a bunch of these strips too. It's almost like a snippet roll if you want to think about it like that. It's just a different way to do it, different way to look at it, different types of scraps to use up. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you keep checking out what I got going on. Don't forget to like and share and subscribe. And if you want to be notified of the videos, don't forget to hit that notification button too. So, but that being said, first and foremost, art with your heart. You guys have a great day.